to the channel, everyone. Thanks for joining me for voting video number 376 in the incredible Mandela Effect voting video series. All right, I can't believe this one slipped by. This came out being discussed as a Mandela Effect in 2016, but people were discussing it as early as 2011 from what I can find, so this was a big Mandela Effect right around the time I got hit with the Mandela Effect. I can't believe this one slipped by. So I imagine many of you are not aware of this. I'm sure some will be aware of this because it's so old, but I never knew anything about it. So let's vote. In the Rudolph 1964-5 movie that I watched in the late 70s, early 80s, every year as a kid, do you remember when Yukon Cornelius here knocks out the Bumble after Rudolph goes into the cave and the little dude who wants to be the dentist here, he knocks him out. Do you remember anything? This is crazy. Do you remember anything about a toothache? I remember the Bumble having a toothache, and that's why he was so ferocious and mean and stuff. And the little dude took out his tooth, and then he was nicer. I mean, I remember there being a toothache with the guy, and that's why he was so ferocious. Well, apparently, people are saying that's a different version of the movie. So, if you go look up the movie now, you'll see that after he gets knocked out, the little dude, he comes and he just rips out all of his teeth. He rips out all the teeth and says, all right, you can go by now. He's not going to hurt you. So they rip out all the teeth so he can't bite anybody. No, no Novocaine, no nothing. Look at the eyes. He just rips out all the teeth. And so he can't hurt anybody. I mean, I don't ever remember that. I remember a toothache. And I remember, so thumb this video up if you recall a toothache. And that he pulled out the tooth, and that the abominable snowman was nicer, or that he just ripped out all of his teeth, and so he couldn't hurt anybody. Thumb the video down if that's what you recall. Now, there's people talking about this back in 2011. Here's posted December 2011. Yes, he got all of his teeth pulled out in the original movie, and there's people saying there's different versions. Well, it's been 10 years. No one's found the version that I watched every year. Yes, that's how the story goes. He pulled his teeth out so he couldn't eat anyone. So they're discussing this back and forth. There's people that remember the toothache. There's comments here. We also have memories of a slightly different Rudolph movie, talking about people who remember a toothache. There's this book from 2006 where it says that the blustery prospector Yukon Cornelius and eventually the abominable snowman Bumble, who initially seems villainous but turns out simply to have a terrible toothache. That's what I recall. I mean, here, I'm going to link this down below. Didn't the Bumble in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer have a toothache? This is from 7 years ago. There's tons of links here. One person mentions the toothache here. On this page, there's a poll. One comment where the guy mentions the toothache. Multiple comments about the toothache. And just on and on. This person put together tons of links. Here's the book, I think, that I mentioned. Satire. Of course, you're going to expect to have satire about the toothache, which is common in what we see with, all the Mandela effects. People are, they're doing skits and stuff based on that idea, but they don't make sense anymore because that never happened. So I'm going to link this one down below. Didn't the Bumble in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer have a toothache? This is from 7 years ago here on Reddit. Here's the book that I showed you. Now, this is where I found it here. 14 hours ago, someone just said, I just recently discovered the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at me. Yeah, me too. I can't believe that I missed this one. So, I got to point this out down below. I don't know where these people come from. It's like they come out of the woodwork or something, but these people, I swear, I feel like they're like teenage kids who got the whole world figured out. They got everything figured out. They'll tell you every single reason you have an alternative memory for every single Mandela effect. So you're confusing the false memory of the toothache. Everyone who has that, you're confusing it with the concept of the lion's paw fable, where an angry lion is about to kill a man, but the man sees that the lion has a thorn in its paw, so he removes it, making the lion calm and tame. It's also reasonable to assume that anyone would get a tooth removed due to a toothache. So the human brain is wired to recognize patterns. Got to remember that. So if there are gaps in the story, we tend to make it up ourselves to make it cohesive and complete. So in the effort of making the Bumble story of, losing all the teeth, in order of making it cohesive, that particular person thinks that, rather than seeing all these teeth here, our brains wanted to make up a toothache because of the lion's paw fable. And that's what thousands of us are doing. We're using the lion's paw fable. I imagine even people who've never heard of the lion's paw fable, but I'm sure this person would have an explanation for why they remember the toothache also. But here, all the teeth are pulled out. No Novocaine, no nothing. It just rips out all the teeth. And I don't know. This is just bizarre. So anyway, it's kind of like the people with the fruit of the loom that say, oh, well, you're thinking of harvest time. You're thinking of the cornucopia for the bounty of plenty. And so when you looked at your underwear as a kid, you were thinking of harvest time, of fall. And, that's why millions of people remember a cornucopia behind the fruit, because they're thinking of the fall harvest when they put on their underwear. All right, okay. I mean, that's what they're doing. People will tell you. That's what they're doing. I mean, there's all kinds of explanations. So what this has led me to want to do. Now, tell me if you think this is wrong. I'm not going to do it. If enough people say, dude, that's rude, don't do it, I'm not going to do it. But people are entitled to their opinion, right? This man's entitled to his opinion. And so I'm entitled to my opinion of his opinion. So since reaction videos are so popular on YouTube, I was thinking, since I want to get a little more active here, and still going to do the voting videos, I'm looking forward to getting up to 400 eventually, but I thought I'd do some reaction videos. Now, if you don't think that's appropriate, please let me know. So we're going to do a test here, and we'll see how this goes, and let me know if this is something that you would think would be entertaining. I think it would be entertaining thinking of doing it, so just let me know. So here we go.
Hello, just a quick little video today.
How you doing?
We are going to talk about the crazy notion that the Mandela effect is a thing.
Oh my God. Really?
So
it's a thing.
Research is a wonderful thing.
Oh yeah. Done a lot. I've done a lot of that.
For those of you who understand how airplanes are designed and built.
That's not me.
In order to make a fuel-efficient plane, some organizations design the engine to be bigger. So what happens now? When the engine does not fit under the wing, they move it forward.
Okay.
Because the damn engine's too big.
Ooh, all right.
In order to cut costs or redesign a freaking plane, in order to fit a new engine under it, they have to move it forward.
All right. I gotcha.
So it can fit.
Okay.
It is not an alternate reality.
Woo!
Research always wins.
Research always wins. Okay. Well, if you would have done your research, you would have known that the engines have always been forward of the wings. This is not something that just changed because of a redesign, but okay.
have to think and do your own research. Mandela effect is a piece of garbage.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. You're welcome to your opinion. I don't feel it's a piece of garbage. My channel is devoted to it. It's an incredible phenomenon. And if you think that just because you want to talk about doing all your research and the fact that the jet engines were moved forward because of a redesign, which is not even true because they've always been forward. A lot of us have alternative memories of them being under the wings, which is never even happened over during the 80s and 90s because they were always forward of the wings. If you want to use that one example to say that the Mandela effect is a bunch of BS, you're entitled to do that. But to me, that doesn't hold much water. And even in your example, you don't even understand with all your research that they've always been forward of the wings. This is not a redesign. So you used a flawed example and only one example of something that has thousands of examples of mind-blowing alternative memories to prove that something's BS. So I don't think you did a very good job. That's my opinion of your opinion.
That's all I can say, guys. Enjoy your day.
You too. Thank you.
Stop portraying fake realities, folks, just to gain more subs on your channels.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. Come on, dude. Really? I'm portraying fake reality to get more subs? No, that was where we had to go with this. Because once you go down the rabbit hole, you realize that, hey, this is more than just not remembering things right. Because all of a sudden, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things are different than I always knew them. And I got these thousands of people here that remember them in the same exact wrong way. So something seems off here. It's not just portraying different realities for subs. I don't know anyone who's doing that that's talking about the Mandela effect. That's your perception of it, and that's fine. I disagree with you.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Nice to talk with you again.
You too? Hope to see you again soon. All right, go create the reality that you want, everyone. I will be back.